Hey everybody, welcome back to Hex Token channel. Woohoo! Your host, #Superman. Hope you guys can have a good time. We're going to be doing another check-in on the market, see how it's been changing. We've had a lot of action in the last 5 hours, so we're going to talk about that and deep dive into that with the help of the community. So it's going to be a bit of fun. So hold on to your hats. Let's go. Who else is in the chat there? We've got Hex Biker. Good to see Hex Biker. Woohoo! Good morning, all. Go Superman says Hex Biker. Absolutely. J-Man in the house as well. Very cool. Get into the chat. Say hello. That's what we like. A cool, funky sort of community hangout. So let's get into that. I'm just going to set up my live stream here. The live chat. Sounds like the audio is running nice there. So cool. Let us know. I was going to do a poll. I can't remember what it was going to be about now. But if it comes back to me, I will put it in there. That's for sure. Actually, I'll do it later. But let's get back into it. So here we are, hex.com. And of course, we've got the Hex price at the moment. Some dramatic action since our last live stream. We had 7 whale sales. Can you believe it? Or at least large sales. Let's call them large sales. I think all up, they're kind of like a whale sale. They're quite large. I think about 37 million Hex or so amongst 5 sales, different accounts. So we're going to check on that. So at the moment, Hex price at 3.87 cents at the moment. What we're sitting about 4.3, I think, 4.3 cents. We were sitting at when we finished the live stream. We've got CJ in the house. Hey, CJ. Woohoo! Hey, good to see CJ. And yeah, there's the market. So we've still got, at this stage, until the day ticks over, we've still got a trend reversal in place still. We did expect some red days, but these are, these two are turning out to be, pretty solid ones. So we're still holding up at the moment. We'll see what happens to the EMA 13 after the day turns. But at the moment, we're still looking at that. So it's not inevitable that the trend reversal gets wiped, but most times it tends to play out. So that's where we're going at this stage, and that's what the chart's telling us. We're just reading the chart data at this stage. So one would reasonably want to expect a green day tomorrow. Would be the expectation there. So we'll just keep monitoring that. But let's deep dive into these red candles at the moment. So we're going to get into the whale bot. And we could see that 5 hours ago, we had 6 million sold. So I think that I'm not sure if that happened just before we finished live stream or just after. I can't remember now. But let's have a look into the commentary there from Whale Hex there. And of course, your friend Sumi there does a lot of good commentaries as well as Hexacat. Big player. He has 183 million Hex, earns 102,000 a day. Yeah, we did read this one actually. Next big incoming stake is the 10th of October 2029 for 17 million. So I think we can hold off for that. I think October's 29th. We can not too worry too much about that. Wallet has 250,000 USDC in there and nothing else. No more liquid Hex to dump. Is just probably trading around. So that there was that position for that holder. 16,000 T shares, but the majority of it are far out. So that's fine. 133 million Hex there. So that was the first one. The second one was this 7.3 million one here. I'm pretty sure, yeah, your friend's in there as well. 31 stakes, has 900,000 liquid Hex remaining. Damage is done from this particular account. 89 million total Hex. The rest is staked. A wallet has 150,000 USDC in there. 4.5 million Hex stakes coming in December 2022, and then next one is December 2023. So still some time off for that one. That is the position of that one at the moment. 7,300 T shares, with the vast majority further out. So at least later on this year. That's number 2. Let's have a look at number 3. Excuse me. 4 hours ago, 5 million. What else have we got here? Wallet has 844,000 USDC in it, and no more liquid Hex, so it cannot dump anymore. Only buy. This account has been trading Hex in and out with someone else. Ticking time bomb. Total account 9.4 million Hex stake. Next stake is March 2025 with 2.3 million Hex due there. So that's number 3 there. 751 T shares. Let's jump over to number 4 as well. Number 4 there, 4 hours ago, 10.6 million. Probably related that one there. This is 663D. Okay, his status as being the worst trader in Hex is legendary. Hextronaut says this Hextronaut this time. This is 663D. The status as being the worst trader in Hex is legendary. He was selling the bottom on June the 23rd, then buying the tops the next day. Now he decides to dump 15 million in one go. Absolute legend. What the hell X going on with that? This guy is on a gambling spree. They don't stop until they run out of the position. I hope he stops his addiction before it's too late. and this is your friend says this is the same wallet here. He's out of all liquid Hex, has 844,000 USDC in the wallet now, trying to trade in and out. So ouchie, erector plebby. That's just the way that goes. Man, so what's Optimus says that 15.5 million Hex was worth 7 to 8 million at all-time high. They sold it for 600k. Some crazy stuff. This wallet was adding liquidity years ago, staked until 2028. A quick look at his wallet shows that he's been selling off his liquid Hex lately, but has 751 T shares, nothing left to sell until his mature stakes in 2025 there. So some interesting there for number 4. Let's jump over to the next one here, number 4 hours ago as well, 4.6 million. Let's see what else we got there. No staked Hex or liquid Hex in his account. He sold Hex and bought Looks and ApeCoin. Oh, really? Man, that's not a true Hex skin, is it? Doing that. So some pretty crazy stuff there. Maybe, but it's a different dress. Some kind of coordinated dump. Wells plays games, perhaps this person's commenting. So there we are. What else? We got number 6, is it? Number 6, I think we're up to number 6 here. Number 6, 6.4 million sold. This wasn't, how long ago was this? This was only a little while ago, 4 hours ago. It was 6.3 million. 185 stakes in Whale Wallet. 65 million Hex stake for 14 years. Every year. 0 liquid Hex. There's 370,000 USD in there. Dry ammo now. Next big stake is the 4th of May 2024 for 1 million Hex, then 2 million 25. Staggered stakes already released already. So that is that one there. So 5,600 T shares, 65 million Hex there. So that is the playout of that one. And then finally, we got up to the last one, which was only just a little while ago. So there we are, 1 hour ago. 6.3 million Hex just sold on Uniswap. And let's see if we've got any commentary on that. Your friend says, what wallet has no liquid Hex and 250,000 USDC. Total 60 stakes, amount to 112 million Hex. Has 6.5 million Hex due in September 2022. Few months, and 2.5 million Hex due in December 2022. After that, 23 and 24 onwards. So, well, it has no liquid Hex left. That was that one. They got 10,000 T shares though, and of course, 112 million there, way out there for the most part. So, a big drama today with those 7. That's about 37 million Hex there. So, the battle of the Bears and versus the Bulls. That's what I got. Bears versus the Bulls battle. That's what I have got there. So that's pretty interesting. So that's pretty much what's happening behind this red candle today as well. So we were sitting up just below this red candle at the bottom, just as it started going red earlier today in the live stream. That's taken us down there. We did spike down to 3.652. Now, someone said yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I can't remember now, but yesterday said, it might hit 3 cents. I said, I don't think so. Well, we haven't hit 3 cents yet because we had the trend reversal. So that's the guidance there. But man, got a lot closer than I expected it to do at this stage, although I did say there would be red candles, but this is a little bit stronger than I expected, and because we were up at 5.5 cents, but we've come all the way down to, as I say, the low today of 3.65, currently at 3.9 cents. Can we get back over 4 cents? That's the key. I would expect if we're going to hold this trend reversal and we don't go back under, sometimes we can go back under slightly and then come back out and then for the trend reversal. But in that case, we'd need a green candle tomorrow. So we're looking for a green candle tomorrow to get that trend reversal on play. And then we could possibly have a nice 4 to 7 day flush there. The crypto market, of course, holding up pretty well, $20,700 for BTC, ETH at 1190. Although, we've still got a lot of big players. 3 Arrows Capital has been served, apparently, a credit letter for their position. Something like, I think it was a 15,000 Bitcoin, but something like that. So, and US dollars as well, I think. So, that's playing out on 3 Arrows Capital at this stage, although I'm a little surprised they have multiple positions. So I'm not sure what position that's taking out because the Arbe one, they had reconsolidated, and of course, they weren't going to get called that on that one until $850, although they missed a payment, you see. So that's whether the issue, you miss a payment. So I'm not sure what position that was on, but certainly 3 Arrows Capital still in trouble there. Davis in the house there. Now, obviously, 3 Arrows Capital obviously don't want the positions to where if the ETH gets transferred to another hands, it's fine. But if you get the actual has to be sold into market, that's where you get the market going down again. Now, the shorters all jump onto that, so it goes down even further. It all gets magnified, right, by the shorters. So we're looking out for that. Katie in the house there. Hi, hey all. Hey, good to see you, Katie. Briz is in the house as well. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Brizology. Excellent as well. G'day all. And Mixed Crypto Arts. Afternoon, super dude. Hey, MCA. Good to see you in the house again. We've got a lot of cool crew in this community. And James Bond as well. When Honda. No, we talked about when Toyota. We were praising Toyota the other day. Yeah, I don't know if I'd own a Honda, but definitely, I guess the motorbikes are pretty good for Honda on the motorbikes. Blobfish King in the house there. G'day everyone. Thanks, Superman, for your consistent live shows. Keeps us interested while we wait for Pulsechain. Yeah, well, that's true for all of us there, Blobfish King. So big shout out. Definitely is the case there. Yeah, patience. We got proof of weight, and of course, that's no expectations. We're proof of weight. We're just going to keep waiting. I have a feeling it could be a couple of months. That's the thing. So we're going to be here a long time together. Let's put it that way, until Pulsechain launches. Now, obviously, it's turning out to be probably for the best is having the right market conditions at the bottom, near the bottom, wherever that is, and of course, having the code done and fully tested, right? So imagine after all this time having code, especially when it's getting rewritten for the validated stuff, and not getting that right after all this time. Could you imagine what a calamity that would be? So it's better to have that all done and tested, even if it takes another, I dare say, I mean, it's horrible to say it when I say it, but another 6 months, even if it says 3 to 6 months. Let's say 3 to 6 months sounds a bit better. So however long it takes for Pulsechain to get ready in the market conditions to launch, then hopefully we'll launch at the ultimate time. Richard's very good at this, so good at the calls, and we've covered that in many videos. Yesterday we did all top 6 videos of his calls there from Robbie Davidson, so we checked it out yesterday. So pretty cool. Looking for the ultimate launch gamification here. Woohoo! All right, so cool. Let's get our quad charts at the moment. So Hex trying to get back to 4 cents there. 4 cents is this mark up here on the 15-minute chart there. We got Hedron actually eased off. Remember, I think it was pushing up towards 6,000 or 600 again. It's now 561, so it's eased off a bit there. Maxi is at 81% premium, so it's lost about 3 percentage points. That was at 84%, I think, when we last looked at it. Still sitting above, or just actually on the top of the range there. Seeing whether it can actually put in a new floor or a new support area in a higher premium. So we're watching that. PLSD, POS Dogecoin at $2.17. So it's just showing a little bit of weakness there. Gunther, of course, is on Twitter. He's doing more press releases than who would you say? I don't know. Dare I say he's doing so many press releases. Let's put that up. Buy. So anyway, I still think there's a lot of good mechanisms for that Pulse Dogecoin. We'll definitely be watching it pretty closely. But once again, all very speculative. So take you out there. I did notice that I was watching Trayvon's video earlier. He was also talking about Gunther and all his tweets around Pulse Dogecoin, which is pretty funny. So there we are. You get what do you? Let's think of it like what's that movie? Ambassadors of Quan. Gunther is the ambassador of Quan. How about that? Show me the money. Show me the money. I love it. So there's always excitement and personalities in crypto. Just the way it is, right? Just the way it is. All right. We've also got these Hex stakes coming out, right? So Hex stakes. Actually, this has reset itself. I'm pretty sure I had zoomed on this, but we'll have a look here. Let's go back again. We're going to look at this a little bit closer than we did last time. We've got some big stakes coming out in early July. So these candles here coming out here. We've got 1st of July 609, and then 2nd of July 636 there. So quite a bit there. And I'm not sure. I haven't correlated this anything with the guesstimated Origin account wallets. I don't know if any of these big candles have got Origin account stakes in them. Typically, they're normally at the end of the year. Your November, December, I think, from memory. I do have a list of them, but I haven't had time to check them. But I'm not sure what is composed in these giant candles here. So interesting stuff. We do know we have a lot of short stakers, a lot of large short stakers. So there's obviously stuff in that that are part of them, and we do see those get staked all the time. Especially yesterday. Remember, we had quite a few yesterday that were staked for short periods of time. So definitely some in there. So we've got 4 big candles left in the year. These big 4 towers. One, the 1st of July, 2nd of July, and then the 18th of July. Then we got the 1st of September. So I've got a bit of a gap there. We do have this little one tower here, 263 million, 1st of August, and then after that's pretty relatively low speaking. I've got a couple of these candles here, okay, but pretty small on the most part. Remember last year we had huge billion candles all over the place. That has changed a lot, obviously, with the sacrifice of Pulsechain and Pulsechain. That's definitely a different environment now. James Bond is in house there. It's a waiting game. ETH 2.0 is already waiting 6 years. Stake and chill, yeah. And I think what they're talking about towards the end of the year now, aren't they? I think was it August was the earliest, I think, from memory. Mr. Froz in the house from India. Good to see you, Mr. Froz. Good morning, sir. Big hearts. Good morning to all, says Mr. Froz. Very welcome to you. Hope you guys are having a good time out there. Now, it still is the battle of the bears, definitely having a good smash today, but the battle of the bulls as well. Let us see whether we can get a green candle for tomorrow and keep this intact here. I suspect that that's how it looks at the moment. It's always a bit weird when you have a trend reversal signal, but then you get the big red candles, which we did talk about, and then trying to maintain that. So this yellow line crossing below the red line, that'd be a very short thing. But typically, if that does happen, it goes down below and then comes back over the red line if that does happen. But more cases than not, it stays above and you get that trend reversal in place. So we'll definitely watch that. The different thing with Hex, of course, we do have large holders, stakers, and of course that does impact the price action of the chart. Not so common in other charts that you see. People just got heaps of liquid and they just dump it as the alternative. So Hex is a little different from that, as of course we see that all the time, particularly if big stakes coming out. Some of those, ended up selling their positions, especially if they've been staking for 2.5 years or something like that. Some of those early ones, but there's less of those around that I can see. What else? We got a couple of comments in there. Dave down under says, I'm 24 minutes behind, but I started at the beginning, says Dave. That's all right, Dave. I probably talked a bit faster than I normally do in this video. At least talking faster like I used to do is the way I tried to slow down talking. It was a little bit fast. So cool. We've got, let's have a look at some of these charts while we're here earlier, actually. We've got stakers, just tuning up there at the moment, looking good. We've got the T-share rate just moving up and to the right, so that's still going. All that fundamentals keep playing out. The daily payout per T-share still looking good, and so everything is pretty much okay. And of course, the stakes there, 4 big candles at the moment. We'll see what happens with some of the stuff too. Restaking, I imagine quite a bit of restakes. It's just the stuff that we're concerned is who's going to sell down, right? And of course, where do these get restaked? Whether they get restaked in the future, that's the other thing. Obviously, we haven't got the heart wallet out there. Maybe the heart wallet would be quite a good idea, even before Pulsechain, to have a big heart sacrifice. Maybe we could entice a few of these wallets, whatever's sitting in these candles, the makeup of these candles, into some of those. That'd be pretty interesting. There we are. I've actually, from that point of view, from a global point of view, we've got the sacrifice. We've had the Pulse and the Pulsechain and Pulse Hex, having the heart wallet sacrifice. We've got all these cool other products from the market, so commercial ones. Hedron first, but now these superstar ones like Maxi that are eating up a lot of circulating supply, and of course coming down the line there, Power City as well with their Flex product. This is going to eat up a lot of these candles and push all that Hex out to the future 12 months on a rotating basis or more, or even longer, 15 years. So it's going to change a lot, I think, especially a lot of liquid. Some people that have got liquid that don't want to stake, maybe they're waiting for Pulsechain. Maybe they're just trading, maybe whatever. They might get enticed by some of these products if they're in that mind. So maybe they might get flipped a little bit. Although a lot of people that trade short term normally just love the game. They love the game. As we saw one of those sellers there, famous for trading and of course getting wrecked as well. Roger Passives, looks like we're going back to 3 cents at the same speed. We went from 3 cents to 5.5. Yeah, which took a week, says Rod. Yeah, it does a little bit like that. Not quite there yet, though, Rod. James in the house there. Woo-hoo. Saying hello to Mr. Feroz. Yeah, Mr. Feroz there, building relationship there with old Rack and Michelle from Mr. Feroz. You are doing a good job there. And of course, maybe he'll put you on film, Mr. Feroz. In the future, he's got a film studio he's just setting up. And of course, maybe you might want to be his first guest. You never know. It's always possible. Jay Razenhouse said, good afternoon from Hong Kong. Hey, Jay Ra, good to see you. Big shout out to everybody in Hong Kong. And I think my brother says been here there once, and he said it was great shopping. Had a good experience there. And of course, love the tall buildings. Beautiful little city with the harbour there. Harbour? Yeah, I think it's harbour. Yeah, pretty nice. All right, very good, very good. All right, let's we're gonna play. We're waiting for liquid loan sacrifice bounces coming up, so we'll definitely be just got to have more patience. We've got so much patience in this community, pretty outstanding. Let's quickly check out one of my favorite videos of Richard Hart in the helicopter while I set up something else here. Enjoy.
Craziest part of the helicopter is when he does his turns and you're like hard to the right, hard to the left. Just, I don't know, maybe he thinks it's more fun than just kind of like going like that. You can tell how far up we are because the trucks that move all of the land and the earth around doing mining and stuff, they look like little Tonka toys. They're like little yellow dots. When the engine stops, you die straight.
The pilot has a heart attack. Who's jumping in the seat, me or you?
You, because you're closer. And you've flown on an airplane before, so it's you. True. I'll complain though, from my side. From my side, I'll be complaining.
Watch that mountain.
So that's always a bit of fun, that one with the helicopter rides. I do enjoy it. Hey, we've got Grayscale at the moment, Bitcoin Trust, of course, super successful. And it's 13.3 billion under management at the moment. Now, these guys apparently looking at moving the Bitcoin into an ETF. So they're getting a lot of support there, trying to get that pushed through the SEC. And of course, you can see a lot of the metrics there for that. So yeah, this is the performance of it so far. But of course, we've got their own there with Kinetics and Wales Only there leading the team on the Hex Investment Trust. So waiting to get a bit of info on this. Let me know in the chat if you've heard anything on any live streams from Kinetics or anybody on this one. It'd be cool to get an update. They're trying to, they're trying to target $10 million in 2 months. I'm not sure if they've hit that because we haven't doing much about it. The other thing is 55 people they needed, so they can take this public. So they take it from private to public. And they issue a unit will be about 10 hex, I think, was from memory, 10 hex to 1 unit price. So the price will be based on the market there. And then that was going to go public, maybe to NASDAQ, something like that. So it's very important, just another important investment vehicle for Hex over time. Now these take, they take sometimes, 12 months to 24 months to play out. So hopefully they'll get pretty close. They were receiving funds and stuff like that. So it's just a matter of have they actually got close to their 10 million? Have they been buying? What they've been staking? All sorts of stuff. So they did say they'd give us a bit of info when they've gone public at least, and maybe a little bit more for that. So it's definitely something we're looking for. Following in the footsteps of Grayscale, as you can see, pretty impressive investment vehicle. Even getting a fraction of that would be pretty huge for Hex, right? So definitely something we're looking out for. All right, let's get back to the markets here. We've got BNB at $234, just down slightly. And of course, we're going to just quickly check on the BNB prices, see where they're at. We've got just under 0.5% there for Pulse Dodge, the original. We've got P33 at 15 cents, kind of stuck there now, stuck in that range. And of course, so is Pulse Dodge. Yes, they all both look kind of stuck there last 4 days at that price range. And then Internet Money also getting a little stuck here, down at 817 after having a bit of a rally there. Didn't quite make 1,000, got to 928, now down at 818. That chart's actually still looking okay. This chart's actually still looking right there, up 2% respectively there. So Internet Money might make a bit further break to the high side. I think it'll be interesting to see that. All right, what else? We got a few comments in the chat here. Let me jump over to those. Hey, Laos and House, good evening, morning, ladies and Xkins. I like that. That's a pretty cool welcome. Let me just scroll this chart up here so we can see everything at the moment. We've got the 15-minute chart there, the daily chart there. What's the name of the Hex Unstake page we were just looking at? I've been wanting to open it with my trading view pages, the Hex Unstake page. You're talking about this one here. This one here. apphex.win.charts. Now it is on this Discord. If you're in Discord, it is on there, but I'll post that for you. That's below there, Lel. That's the one there. Apphex, I presume you beat me to it, so there we are. Well done. Thanks. Cheers. Empty corner in the house. Hey, empty corner. Good to see you. Woo-hoo-hoo. Rock on. Rock on. All right, so that's where we're at the moment on the market there. I'm going to close that one down, actually. Close down the scale ones there. So we've got a lot in store, a lot being built. What is it? The Pulsechain News talked about over 100 projects now on being built, natively being built on Pulsechain. I think their numbers were up to 105, although some of their links need to be rechecked. I always say that every time I always say that, but definitely that is in the case there. All right, cool. That is what's happening at the market. We're going to chill there for a little bit, and I'm going to bring in another video just as we hang out with the prices. Hang out with the prices. What haven't I played here? I think this one.
I think Tony Robbins seminars are pretty great. You know, he doesn't have everything perfect, but he's got it 80% right. So maybe his finance stuff isn't that great. Maybe his health stuff's okay. But his Date with Destiny, Unleash the Power Within, human needs psychology, that kind of stuff. I think that's really his best material, So if you can go to the $3,000 or $5,000 Date with Destiny event, it's a great event, And that guy's had his own name, it's his own brand for 30, 40 years or something like that. And it's worked out pretty well for him. I always said, if you're gonna be in the self-help game, learn from the guy who self-helped himself the hardest and has the best, he's the most successful success guy. You're he's obviously done something right. I think that I improved on a lot of his stuff, and you can read it for free at t.me/sci5. Free self-help books. Read them, they're good. I wrote them. And I look, hey, worked out okay for me.
Well, that was pretty funny. All right, there's a poll. Let's go. I got a poll up now. Woohoo! Lal says, I'm in it with my limit, says Lal. Yeah. People got the limit. I got a poll just up there. Will we hit 3 cents or back over 4 cents next 24 hours? 3 cents, 4 cents. Price stays where it is, which is about 3.9 cents there. And of course, don't know. Not sure. Who knows? And of course, that's a fair answer as well. Because no one knows the future. We're just trying to play, probably read the signals that some of the charting gives us as well. All right. Who knew that 37 million was going to be smashed out in the market with 7 different accounts? Some of them must have been related. Some of them must be related to each other. That's my guess there too. Woohoo! All right. So there we are. We're sitting around just hanging. Let's pull up the Hex price here. I think we're going to leave the other ones behind. We'll get to the Hex price there on the 15-minute. That's pretty nice. And get into that poll. Let's see how far we go. Now, we did have a couple people, we had someone called it yesterday for 3 cents, but it's surprising. I didn't quite think we'd get, I knew we'd come back from 5.4, but I didn't think we'd quite get down to where we did, which was 3.6, 3.7. Roger Patrick says, I recon 3.3 odd tomorrow. Yeah. I guess if you think it's going to go to 3 cents, you got a limit order and you want to be just slightly higher than the limit order, right? You want to be maybe 3.2 or something, 3.1. I think it's going to go to 3. They'll take another little bit of selling there. Let's bring up look into crypto because that's really cool from Gerardo's channel there. We've got a liquidity and I'll pull this up here. Now, I'll post this in the chat too, in case you want to play around with this. It's always a bit of fun playing around with the price streaming calculator there. So you can definitely play with that. Bam, there it is. All right, save it to your favorites as always. But of course, in our Discord, you can get access. Actually, I don't know if I've actually got look into crypto on there. I'll have to add that in. I'll have to add look into crypto on there. But we're going to go down to the bottom and we're going to put in the amount liquidity calculator. Final Hex price. I think we had 3,600,000 and what's 3 million? I can't write a 6 there. 6,500,000. 6,300,000. 3,650,000 is what I'm trying to say. That gets us to 9 cents now. So yesterday that was going to get us to 10 cents. Now it's getting us to 9 cents there. So we're not quite there yet. We're actually up at 4 million now. 4 million. It says 9.6 there. So definitely looking a bit higher than that. So 4, 500, 1, 2, 3. So whoa, wow, 4,450. Let's go 4,450. 1, 2, 3. That's getting us to, oh, that's 10 cents. We don't need quite that much then. 10 million, yeah. So just a bit lower than that. So it must be about 300 then. 3 million, yeah, 3 million. So 4.3 million now to get us to 10 cents there. But yesterday we only needed something like 3.6 or something, which makes sense. That's about right. So cool VIP on that. Let's have a look at our bid and ask. So we got 14.4 million bids and ask there 8.6 million. Now this was over 70%, I'm sure, yesterday. So it's gone down to 62% now on the bid versus ask. And what else there? We've got the liquidity. 78% liquidity in the US dollars. Hex versus ETH 10%. Hedron is 6% liquidity, and Hex versus Maxi 5.6% in their or total liquidity. So I haven't checked any of these. I presume they're all correct. So there we are. So nice. V2, V3, looking good. And we've got live data there. Is it looking right? That's looking a bit old there. I'm not sure why that's not refreshed on that one. Is it the Hex price there? I'm not sure why that's so high. That's a bit of a lag, I think. That's interesting. Like I say, we're just using it as is. So cool. Let us jump out of there and back into the Hex price at 3.9. I think we're going to get to hit 4 cents. I don't know what you guys think. I think we were going to do it. I think we're going to do it, man. Oh, I thought we just had an earthquake or something. That felt weird. I think we're good. Let me just jump through some of these. DB Cooper says, I like Hex. Yeah, that's probably the basic way to go. Hex is the GOAT. Yeah, Hex on air says that. After DB Cooper, I thought DB Cooper says Hex is the GOAT, but Hex on air got you on that one. That's pretty funny. That is hilarious. Right, that's hilarious. Let's pull that in. We're going to pull up our best part, our best of Richard Hart. Let's pull that up. That's a good play. Let me just pull it up. I'm just trying to find it now. Where did it go? Where did it go? It's completely gone. I don't know where it went. It's got really, really great. We might as well watch this one. This is probably very timely. This one here. Actually, we probably won't watch it. It's a little bit down. We don't want down videos. We don't want down videos, dude. We're gonna play. I'm gonna find it. It is here still. I'm sure of it. Here it is. Found it. Boom. We're gonna watch this in 2 halves, I think.
Bitcoin's amazing run. Went up, 23x in so many days. Green line up, parabola. Fell out of the parabola, red line. Do I run a paid group or I just make amazing price calls for free? I make amazing price calls for free. I called the Bitcoin top on the day. Did I charge you for it? Did I charge you anything for the education? No. Why? Because I've been a retired multimillionaire since 2003. I brag about it all the time. I called the top. And I told you last cycle, Ethereum topped 27 days after Bitcoin did. This cycle, Ethereum topped exactly 27 days after Bitcoin did. Exact same thing. Yep, there you go. Bitcoin's great run.
This one?
Here's where we fall out of the parabola. Yep. Just click the chart. Hey, look, we're going up. Oh, look, we're not going up no more. Doom time. And check the timestamp, and that timestamp equals the picture in the chart. That's where I called the top. Anytime we get one of these big run-ups, which, by the way, is usually following by a crash, which I think we are due for the rest of the crash. We're already down half. I think we'll go down another 75% to an 85% total drop. Nobody else thinks that.
80% total drop for what?
I think Bitcoin will tap $10,000 from its high of 65,000 because that's what it normally does. It drops 85%. Ethereum usually drops 95% because it has lower liquidity, so it acts like a leverage position on Bitcoin to some degree. Well, so Bitcoin runs up, ETH runs up higher.
The people in the Bitcoin ecosystem tell me, look, Bitcoin is unlikely to do what it has been doing in the past couple of cycles, which is drop 80%, precisely because new institutional money have already been placed in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Institutional investors now with more money are likely to make the coin less volatile, so to speak.
It's not
How
true.
would you respond to that?
They're wrong and I'm right. And I believe that we already had our top at 65K on Bitcoin, 4,400 on Ethereum, and I think we'll find new lows. I think you'll see Ethereum down at 300. I think you'll see Bitcoin down at 10,000 because historically that is what they have done in the past. And if you try and play the this time is different game, you're going to lose all your money. Usually it's not different. Usually history tends to repeat itself. Usually the market behavior rhymes. It's not identical, but it rhymes. The top for Bitcoin in this cycle, which had just, I guess, made a new top, so it was a local top, but it lasted 6 months, I called it on the day. I said, this is a top. So Bitcoin went from $65,000 down to $30,000. I think it might even went 29.5, 28, something like that, depending on what exchange you're on. And so it dropped 55% from that day. And how did I know it was that day? Because it fell out of the parabola and everyone had their eyes on a single day. It was the easiest call ever. But it didn't go down the 85 like it normally did. It only went down 55 and now it went up again. But because it went up again, I don't know if it could do a double top. It could just be a temporary higher high and it could go make a new low and make everyone very sad. It took 6 months to make a slightly higher high from 65 to 69. And now
you predicted 60K. Are you prepared to make a prediction on the low?
Yeah, 85% drop. So it was 10K, but now that we went up to 69, it's 11K. I believe in the 85% drop. I believe in people selling the bottom. I believe in the pain. And I don't believe in people buying $1 million JPEGs forever and being profitable forever. Nope. These are reflexive systems. People buy because they go up. They sell because they go down. It went down more than 50%. It fell out of the parabola. When things fall out of parabolas, they drop 85%.
Bullish?
On Bitcoin, no.
Are you bullish on Ethereum?
No.
Why not?
The market's already had a bull run for 3 years. Ethereum already did a 50x. Jimmy Fallon of The Tonight Show has an NFT for his profile picture. El Salvador bought it. Michael Saylor bought it. The world's richest guy bought it. Who didn't buy yet? Who hasn't heard of it yet? You've been in a bull run for 3 years now. You dropped out of the parabola. You dropped 55%. By the way, I called the top on the day. And that top call was good for 8.5 months now and only out of profit one single day by about 6%. Even less than 6%, actually. And I do that for free.
So it's down 38% now.
So those were all the snapshots from 2021 that Richard did. So the best of, pretty cool. I've got a couple of questions in there, so let's look at some of these. When moon to pulse, sir? Well, DB, you know, we just got to wait. We've got to wait patiently there for a Pulsechain. That's about it. Eval Das is in the house there. What do you think about Hex infinite inflation and supply increase to infinity? Yeah, I talk about this a lot, not directly with those phrasings, but Hex obviously has inflation up to 3.69%, but effective inflation is a lot lower. I think Wells only has a chart showing it around about 1.6% at the moment. And what happens is there's a couple of mechanisms in there. So we obviously inflation is on minted Hex. So the fact is that there's a couple of mechanisms. So the staking mechanism stakes Hex, so that keeps inflation low and makes inflation low out into the future. Obviously with the average of around about 6.6 years average stake length there. Number two is that people, and we see a lot of this, people early emergency end stake and things like that, that stuff all gets penalized and 50% goes to the origin account. We kind of see the origin account as an operations manager. So that keeps inflation low too. If you assume that the OA account doesn't ever sell anything, and as far as I know, it never has. And so that takes inflation off the market as well. So effective inflation is much lower. The other thing is, of course, the origin account also stakes Hex as well, and so earns part of that, part of the actual inflation as well. And when that comes out, so arguably none of that hits the market. So we actually have a very low inflation environment. On the demand side, of course, we also have the fact that you still need, most models, just about most models we ever have are based on growth. So you still need growth in the ecosystem over time. And of course, the cool thing about Hex is the share rate. And of course, that means that there's a more equal opportunity over time as you have more and more people come into the system. Now, it can do very well just with existing wallet holders and stakers staking and things like that. but over time, it really still designed on a growth model. So that's probably my answer to that. That would push out things well into the future, like generationally into the future there with low inflation environment. Much of it going to the origin account as well, and basically getting off the market, so we never quite get there. So that's kind of where I feel about that. And of course, in the short term, liquidity often always plays a role too. And of course, so you have the other final factor I'd say is that if you do have large accounts in the future with large T-share holdings, accumulate a lot of large X, a lot of that may not even hit the market. So that's probably the other comment I would make about that, especially depending on the price of Hex at the moment. So cool. And then we have two chains. We're going to have two chains. So both of those should do well on both chains. If both chains are flourishing and the ecosystem's growing, then that should bode well for that too. But good question. Rod Fitzpatrick says, am I the only one hoping to see 1 cent Hex or less? Yeah, you're not the only one there, Rod. There are other people with limit orders out there, but this is the way it goes. But I says I don't want it to stay at 1 cent. I'm hoping to see it to all-time high by mid next year. Yeah, well, Richard even said that recently in a video, right? Talked about, I think he hinted that he didn't expect to see an all-time high. He was kind of being very cautious with that comment. He sort of almost started shifting that because didn't want to say too much about the price calls in that regarding Hex. So interesting. What else do we got? Brutal says DB. Yeah, some of the stuff's brutal in the videos. Brazolji says it's not an issue. Money gets locked up and stored away. Everyone doesn't all sell at once. That's true too. Exonia says must be night there, not tired yet. Yeah. Hey baby, I love Jesus in the house there. Hey, good to see you. Hello, lots of hearts out there. Woohoo! Good to see you. Francis says Hex on there. Yeah, always good. Oh, excuse me. All right, so we've got the price of Hex at the moment, 3.9 cents. We've got Hedron at 5.60. We've got Maxi making a bit of a move actually on the little 15-minute chart there, is at 7 cents. And of course, the premium was at 81 when we started the live stream. Let's see if it's got a little bit higher. Now, if you missed our looking at all the big sales, we had 7 big sales. So I smoke a scoff there. Now I've got something caught in my throat. We had 7 big sales in the last 5 hours. And of course, that was about 37 million Hex. There was a couple of different players from the looks of it. Possibly some of them are linked together because the timing was pretty similar. And of course, we know, some large accounts have multiple wallets. Obviously, a lot of people use multiple wallets. It's always possible. So yeah, 81% premium, still sitting at the moment. Actually broken through the ceiling there, the support there. So we'll just have to watch that one pretty closely, see whether it can actually move itself up into a new premium range. That was kind of what we're looking at there, getting tested at the moment though, under these conditions. Pulse Dodge coin also at $2.18, but still holding up. I say pretty much anything over $1.75 looks kind of strong, or at least if it stays up there, that's a good support area for Pulse Dodge coin, $1.75, $1.80. So we'll see. All right, let's go back to the Hex chart. Bam. And we're going to get back to the second half. This is now all the comments that Richard's been making, the best comments in 2012. So let's play this one on.
Yeah.
Does that mean that this is a good time to buy? What's going on? Where's it going next? No,
when it falls out of the parabola, it goes up with a parabolic rise. When it falls out of the parabola, it tends to drop 85% of its value. So 85% down from 69K is 11K. Hello, everybody. Richard Hart here. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 10 months ago while everyone else told you it was going to $100,000. There was a 65K top, and then it went down 55% under 30K, and then it bounced. It went up to 69, back down to doom again. Now it's at 35. So, bounces aren't illegal. You do get bounces. As a matter of fact, I called a bounce, and my tweet was the literal exact bottom of the bounce. I said, look, we're due for a 12% bounce. We got the 12% bounce, and then we went and did new doom. Who does it better? Nobody. Nobody does it better. I mean, look, I won't tell you I hate bragging because I kind of like it, but I deserve it, man. And that's why I changed my username too. I called the Bitcoin top. And who are they putting on TV? People that got you wrecked.
Here it is. Here's the first one. Here's the second one, which is why I brought you back here today, because you did call the top right. I don't think many people gave you the credit because.
It's hard, man. It's hard to take the opposite position to absolutely everyone else, but sometimes you have to.
Where's Where's the next low then for Bitcoin?
Traditionally, Bitcoin drops 85% after a parabolic blow off top. This cycle was different because the government, it should go down to about 11K. So since it was,
that's a reasonable
yes,
expectation.
Agree, yes, because it's what it has been doing for decades. It always drops 85%.
What's going to happen to Hex?
Hex continues to have giant dips like it always has, but it also makes new all-time highs. You got to understand that an 80% dip only cancels out a 5x pump, and when you have a 1,000,000% pump, you would have to drop 999999999% to cancel it out. Bitcoin had its run.
It's not had its run. Bitcoin's early days, man. Bitcoin's gonna have its real run.
Dude that bought 13-year-old bag that just got here is like, yo, I didn't buy the top. I called the top of the day. You did not. You probably dollar cost averaged into the top on the day. Like, I'm telling you as a person that knows more about Bitcoin than you. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 11 months ago. Who else called the top on the day? Nobody. I called the top on the day, and it's been in profit every single day except one. It's a little tiny day where it made a little Judas candle, got everybody long, a fake breakout, and then went straight down. Dropped 55% after that little fake out candle. What else? Yeah, called tops in the day for free. Free YouTube, youtube.com/Richard Hart, you name it. We're just living the dream out here. You know, we're doing everything better, and people are starting to figure it out. They're starting to go like, oh, wow, those guys are really killing it. Big Simp 69 asks, have I ever called the Bitcoin top? Yes, I have. More than once. He took on leverage. He encumbered his Bitcoin that he has to get more Bitcoin at a higher price. And now he gets liquidated at 21K. And I think the price would go down to 11K.
Do you think he took out collateralized loans?
Yeah, he bragged about it. He tweeted about it and bragged about it. You know, he took on 200 million of leverage from Silvergate Bank with a Bitcoin collateralized loan, and it's just reflexivity. So now, instead of never having to get liquidated, now you've got a leverage position. And what are the 3 ways smart people go broke? Liquor, ladies, leverage.
Yeah, so once again, Richard Hart doing victory laps. Call top on the day. Bitcoin, told you 27 days later, Ethereum, it did the same. Told you don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains. Withdraw your money, not your keys, not your coins. Celsius stops withdrawals today. Celsius is down 99%. I can't be more right. I'm always right. It's like, it just sucks that the things I'm right about are things that are getting, people are just choosing to get themselves wrecked. I know, what else I can do for you, It's crazy.
People are like, oh, you were bullish in November of 2017. You're like, yeah. And then the price went up. And then when right before the price started going down, I called it. Like, people are so dumb that they don't update their worldview. Ethereum used to suck. It used to only have scams on it. Then it kicked ass. Yeah. And now it's too expensive and too full. So I have to launch a new thing called Pulsechain. So, you have to update your worldview. Technology is a constantly evolving process. And if you don't update your worldview, you're just going to get left behind.
So that's the best of from Richard Hart there by...
right there on the website, it says, you must have no expectation.
By Robbie Davidson there in the Hex community. So obviously a well-known Hexkin there. Pretty awesome. So we've got so much cool stuff coming, folks, that we've got to keep in mind. Even though we're waiting patiently for Pulsechain, obviously for the market to find its bottom, get some recovery, which could play out a little while later. Hexforce 1 says liquor, ladies, and leverage. I know it's one of my favorites. I'd love to get a video where someone's got all of his best sayings out of all these debates and stuff and put that together. That'd be like the ultimate. Yeah. Now you can use that in your site, of course, to find that too. All right, so cool. We had some cool stuff here from Rack and Michelle overnight, pretty much. And of course, that's highlighting the fact that they're working on an exchange. So Overwatch partners, Everything Blockchain, are fully committed to Pulsechain network. I mean, this is awesome. Having a billionaire, a big supporter there, developing on Pulsechain, adding value, also buying up Hex as well, OTC and all sorts of stuff. Big holder, big sacrifice for Pulsex and Pulsechain and stuff like that. That's pretty awesome. So they're also building, which is fantastic. Yes, it's an exchange in encrypted comms. So we talked about this earlier in the first live stream, but this is really cool, this stuff coming. And of course, we just said earlier, there's over 100 projects now on Pulsechain native. And this one here, look at this, integrated blockchain and legacy bridge exchange. So big opportunities there to have our own exchange in a sense. And of course, have all the listings, the token listings, awesome. fiat gateway potentially coming through there, with fiat buying and all sorts of stuff. So this is really super bullish. And also they're looking to have stock trading too. OMG, I've been after a good exchange like that does both of those. So that's pretty cool. Wow. So that's super bullish. And of course, also doing government level security for everybody, which we all know is very important these days. So it's looking another solution there, EB control, and of course the EB exchange. So I'm excited about that. I think it's really bullish there. And of course, recently Rackham's been asking about what people think that Pulsechain needs as well. So very cool. On top of that, of course, we've got Icosa there coming in, and with on the back of Hedron there by Alex, and of course that's going to allow for Hex staking. It's going to allow for Hedron staking and stuff like that. So that encourages even more HSI stakes and things like that. Definitely just making that system flourish more. And he's got a nice little think tank piece there, which I haven't read out on here, but you can definitely watch that on Alex's Twitter there on Icosa. So it's Icosa Crypto. Definitely check that out. I'll post the link in the chat there just in case you want to check it out. And then of course another bullish. So that's bullish for the ecosystem. Maximus, of course, coming out with base and team are super bullish. This is going to eat up circulating supply on Hex. Now, obviously, we all think that's very important. So that's very cool that they're doing that. And so you can see even had a first white paper audio book there on the 26th there. So it's well worth listening. Lots of cool stuff. Now, the other cool thing I like about Maximus, not only they're doing a base, which is going to do 12-month rolling Hex stakes, which means more liquid Hex has got to go in. It's going to get locked up. So this circulating supply Hex, and it's going to get particularly rolled every 12 months. So it's really, really cool. Now, obviously, the bigger pays better bonus need, up to 150 million there, 10% bonus. That's very important, but this is super bullish, getting Hex off the market. This is all the sort of developments that we're seeing, and we're seeing this now. So could you imagine how many more developments we're going to have when Pulsechain's up in a year's time from now? It's really, really exciting to see all these projects just roll out. We are in one of the best ecosystems, and a lot of it's being based off not just Pulsechain, but Hex. So it's really exciting to see that. In addition to that, of course, we've got Power City coming up here with their PowerFlex eating up Hex as well. I guess it has some similarities to the base one there in some degrees more short. They have got different time frames with the staking, getting Hex in there, and I think that's going to be bred pretty well too. They've also got their flex.win splash page up live, which is pretty cool. So we've got that. Let me just paste this Maximus DAO just in case you want to check out a lot of the resources on there. Definitely do that. DVQ says cherry tomatoes are my favorite fruit. Just putting that out there, says DV. Hey, we like to recognize that, DV. And Sandra's in the house. Hey, fam. Good to see Sandra. Nice. See, there's that Maximus DAO. All these teams are doing great things, eating up that circulating supply on Hex. I love it. That's why I talk about them all the time, because these are particularly pivotal project teams that are doing really, really great innovative stuff there and helping long-term price support and adoption. So, we've got Power City 2. So Power City's doing pretty nice there with the Flex product, and of course got the Flex flash page up. Very excited about that. Since you smash that like, definitely smash like, hit the subscribe, share the channel around as well is the other thing you can do. 2 live streams a day, Pulsechain, Pulsechain, and Hex, of course. Nice. All right, so that's Power City. Let's have a look at their Flex page here. Flex.win. Look at that. Woohoo! I love that stuff there. And we've got Flex as a new DApp joining the Power City ecosystem on Pulsechain. It's a trustless treasury that distributes the yield earned from the DeFi investments in the Flex treasury. To participate, users will stake Flex tokens to earn additional Flex. Trustless, Hex-backed, staked, and never sell. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So these are all doing this stuff. Stake your Hex, almost never sell, because they create another token that allows you to trade the token in and out of the ownership of these Hex stakes. So it's super bullish for everybody. Really is cool. So some nice little visuals there on the site there as well. Obviously adding liquidity there on PulseX with the Hex and Flex. So it's obviously going to be tradable, just like the Maximus base. It's going to become kind of their liquidity pair with the shorter term time frame there. So they got Maxi for long term stakers with the higher yield over longer pays better, and then they've got the short term base there with the shorter term yield play. Maybe that's what is it lately? Is it 14-15% somewhere in that ballpark? Maybe even slightly higher. 15. I did see 17% on Staker app. I wasn't quite sure what was going on there. Seemed a little high for me, but that's what we got there at the moment on the base. So it's looking pretty good. And of course, it's got a lot of the details. We're not going to read through all this, but definitely Flex.win is up and excited to see that. So going to be staking different terms, different time frames on this Flex product stake there, but it's kind of has different time frames. So cool. Hex is a high yield blockchain. I think we're just going to jump to the Flex there. I just wanted to read out the time frame there. You can stake, unstake, transfer, buy or sell Flex how you see fit with no penalties or early emergency in-stake penalties to worry about. So it's cool. Flex shares the yield generated by Treasury of the Hex stakes without having to lock you into your longer time staked Hex there. And of course, only Flex stakers will earn a share of the yield, earned by the Treasury. So it's pretty cool. The Flex token supply inflates every month based on the yield earned by the Treasury. New Flex tokens can only be minted based on new value contributed to the Treasury, either by new Hex that is bonded into the Treasury or new inflation earned from the Hex ladders. No other process can mint new Flex tokens. The majority of the growth is passed on to Flex stakers in the form of staking rewards. The rest of the growth is restaked, so it's pretty cool. But they're going to be doing different timeframes, I believe, for their stakes as well. So, yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool to see that. I'm just wondering where that is actually on here. Yeah, the Hex earned is not sold. It's just instead restaked forever. So that's pretty cool, right? The Hex earned by the Treasury is not sold, but instead it's restaked forever. So back to the earlier question about Hex inflation, there's just another feature which will lock up Hex indefinitely. So that's pretty amazing. And the derivative, the ownership token, will move up and down in value instead. So super bullish there. Very, very cool. I like the moon boy there on that one on flex.win. So I'm going to post that in the chat if I haven't already. Bam. So check that out. Baby's in house there. Hi, Sandra. And Katie says Flex. Yeah, Flex. The strong arms there. Always reminds me of Jim Rat Crypto, of course, with the old Jim. Boy's getting big on those videos. If you haven't seen Jim Rat Crypto, definitely getting big, man. Big. And there, so is Sam Holt. All of them are getting bigger and bigger on the gym there. So cool. That is pretty nice there. They've got a couple of different things here on NFT invasions as well, I noticed, just on the Power City. So worth checking out. These guys are doing a lot of stuff around that. So cool. They're going to be doing NFT market. They're probably going to be one of the 4 bigger native ones. We do have 5 projects talking about it, but I haven't seen much from the 5th one. So definitely 4 native NFT markets. You can see it's going to really boom. And of course, we're also getting not just NFT marketplaces, but the other big one is a DeFi. And so we've got fiat out there, liquid loans. We should probably see a lot more big players in that space. Probably less CeFi projects though, right? Probably less CeFi projects coming on. And we'll see how that plays out. I mean, of course, the market's the market. Everybody can play in it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and sometimes the exceptional. And I think we might see some exceptional stuff being put on the Pulsechain. Given the innovation, what have we seen so far? A lot of innovation and tokenomics, particularly on the project, and of course, a lot of innovation happening with the actual DeFi there. And of course, disintermediation of traditional finance markets as well. That's what crypto really does allow big time. Of course, anyone that can code can wave that magic wand there in Solidity. So cool. All right, and not only that, we talked about earlier about the Hex Investment Trust as well. So lots of good stuff. Hearts Wallet coming up with sacrificing a Hex. So that's going to be cool too. I'm very excited. All these things playing out. That's great. Bring it on. The more the merrier. We say the more the merrier. Now, if you want to find out some cool links, useful links on Discord, join the link in the video description. If you can join Discord, we've got over 500 members, heading up towards 550. And of course, we've got useful links there for Pulsechain, lots of stuff, Hex, and everything else. So if you want to see all these cool links, jump in there. We've also got new token links as well for a lot of the cool projects in there. And of course, I'll be updating that too with the new projects there. Many of them have been noted on pulsenews.com, which has been collating that as well. Although I tidied the links up here so that links actually go somewhere as well. I said it. I did it again. Do you see what I did there? Hope you guys did see what I did there. All right, so cool. Let's get into it. Actually, who's the latest new member here? Hex on top. Welcome to Hex on top there. Came in to the Discord. All right, let's jump back to the markets. How did that get so big? That's because I zoomed in on the BNB coin. That's where I was zoomed in on. 20,851 on Bitcoin, Ethereum at just under $1,200, and BNB at 236. But our market's Hex here, starting to make for 4 cents. We've got a poll. How's that poll doing? Let's jump up 30 minutes. I think we're going to wrap up this poll. What do you guys reckon? Yeah, let's do it. 32 minutes, 38 votes. Let's see what the answer is here at the moment. Let's see what's going on there. We will hit 3 cents or back over 4 cents in the next 24 hours. I wasn't sure to say 5 cents because I wasn't quite that bullish on the 5 cents because we were pretty much sitting about 3.8, I think. 3 cents, 60%. Wow, 60%. Wow, that's strong. 4 cents, 18. Back over 4 cents, 18%. That's like 1 and 5. 3 and 5. That's 3 cents. Don't know, 15%. Price stays just where it is, about 3.8 cents, 5%. So yeah, poll. That's the next 24 hours. So cool, bit of fun poll. We'll see how that gets on. Sandra says Foster Gamble of Thriveon.com is keynote speaker at PulseCon. Let's pull it up then. Let's pull it up if that's. I thought we already saw that, didn't we? I think we saw that yesterday. We're looking at PulseCon 2022 quite a lot yesterday. Let's jump over to that PulseCon. It's coming, counting down, man. Hashtag everybody is coming. Yeah, Foster Gamble. That's who you're talking about there. Yeah, documentary Thrive. I've actually never seen the documentary Thrive. Thriveon. You've got Thriveon. It says Thrive there. Not sure what that is. Has he got a profile? I'm not sure if he's got a profile. DB Cooper says, I'm on week 43 of lifting weights 5 days a week. Wow, really, DB? Man, you must be pretty solid with that. That's a pretty hard week 43, lifting weights 5 days a week. Man, you must be solid at like a superhuman yourself, Superman human, as we say. Sandra announced that Foster Gamble. Yeah, I think you have that one on Sandra. It must have been accidentally copied there. Yay for you, says Sandra. Yeah, yay for you. Late to the show, says Matt. Hey, Matt, never too late. Well, it is late, actually. It's just over 1 hour, but it's good to have you in the house. It's good to have you in the house, that's for sure. All right, so cool. The fundamentals are playing out, Max. We're just keeping on to it. Hex is looking like it's pushing back to 4 cents. We could have this poll could be over already, although we did say 24 hours, so we like to see where is it in 24 hours time. I didn't say within 24 hours. I did say next 24 hours. Yeah, next 24. It's more like in 24 hours time. Wow. All right, so 3.9 there. Let's go back to our chart here. So we've still got, here's the gap. So remember this gap for tomorrow when we do our live streams. We've got the EMA 13 at 4.31 cents. The BNB 20 Bollinger Band 50% mark is 4 cents. So we've got just over 3/10 of a penny there. But we have these 2 red days. Obviously, the bigger the today's red candle, the bigger impact that will close that gap. Typically, if we go back in time here, we'll see that when we cross over the bullish reversal, trend reversal there, we get the move on higher. But of course, we did have a red candle on this one when it crossed over. In this case, we've got 2 of them. So it's going to be interesting. The previous time before that, of course, we had a crossover, but we actually had 2 bullet red days there too. We've still got the trend reversal. So we still had the trend reversal there. Now, in saying that, we're both of these are in different contexts in terms of the downtrend, but we did have that happening there. This one here, you can see that was a pretty short-lived trend reversal, but did last, 4 to 7 days there. Once you crossed over, this is a bit more deeper, of course, with the hockey stick there. And then, this one here was very bullish, obviously, that one. What else we got going there? This one here was an example of something that was short-lived. There was kind of a very messy period here. We had a massive rise up, though, right? Very short, big rise up there. So we got a bullish trend reversal. We were already well into it because it was so steep, our rise there. And, of course, then we started coming down. So it actually came down on that one. So it's a little bit of a special case when it looks at it. And then this one here is probably, had a big price rise up here. And then, of course, we didn't quite cross, like almost crossed, but it was kind of sitting together at this time. So some pretty interesting stuff there. This one here, we crossed over, we crossed up, and away it went. So you can see most of the time, it's a pretty good indicator of the fact that we can get that trend reversal to the upside. So one would reasonably expect to see a green candle today. That's kind of where we're heading. We do have the Bollinger Bands closing up more as well. And, of course, with those two combined, it's more of an upside as opposed to downside. So we'll keep watching that. Still haven't lost a faith in this yet because we were expecting, as I said, some red candles there. So let's see how we get on. Let's see who wins on this chart here. 4 cents, 3 cents, 3 cents, 5 people down to 3 cents. So we'll see. whether the chart wins or whether the people win. It's a bit like that. All right, cool's whip, as we say. Let us see how we get on. Now that assumes, of course, that the market holds up, right? Assumes that the market holds up. Obviously, it doesn't assume we're going down to visit 17,500 again and down to 11,000. We've got a pretty quiet period at the moment, and this could reasonably last for maybe 2-3 weeks until we get some more negative news from the Fed or something like that. Maybe they're going to go 75 basis points again, something like that, or maybe some bad consumption manufacturing data comes out, which we're expecting. Bad property. The property market's the next one. Keep a close eye on the property market. Obviously, very overinflated, and of course, interest rates versus housing, especially floating. I think in the US they have a high amount of floating in the US, as I understand it, as opposed to other places. New Zealand, we don't think we have that high. I think we've got a lot of fixed. I think it's almost flipped. Actually, I'll double check that, but I think that's the case. And then of course, we'll see how we get on. We'll see how we get on there. And recession. Talking about recession, GDP generally is the other one. Rothko says full bags under 5 cents, then stake it. And boom, says Rothko. Oh, nice, good plan, says DB. Woohoo! All right, so there's some cool comments there in the chat. What time are we doing it? We're 6:40, so we're going to wrap up in probably another 4 minutes. Let us keep going. We're going to go back to the charts here. Hex at the moment. Will it get over 4 cents? Will we get a Hex token channel pump over 4 cents? We will find out pretty shortly because we've got 4 minutes to go to find out. That's how we roll here. Rothko in with the there's a bit of collab going on here, a bit of collusion between Rothko and DB Cooper here. That's what's going on here, but that's cool. 3.9 cents now. I did pick up a little bit of Hex too today, by the way. Yes, I did. So that was cool. It's always good to pick up a little bit more Hex, eh? That's what we say. 4 cents in 4 minutes. I love it. 4 cents in 4 minutes. That's how we roll. Yeah, boy. 4 cents in 4 minutes. We like it. Yeah. Man, I would love. Hey, if Rachel's out there, I'd love to get you on live stream. I know he's going to be doing his own studio, but man, it'd be cool to get Rack and Michelle. I also want to talk about venture capitalism as well, because you can give some cool insights into that. You don't often see get a lot of insights into venture capitalism. It's just they're doing tons of research on them, but it's always you got to be on the inside of those investment vehicles to get the real know. That's the evil. Yeah, evil one on that one. That's how we roll on this channel. That's why we got the name Hex, right? The name Hex. That's how it works. That's pretty funny. All right, we're waiting. Can we get 4 cents before the live stream ends? We got about 2 or so minutes to go. You never know. We can do it. Let's play the Hex truck. Let's do that. Let's have a bit of fun.
That's the biggest truck I've ever seen. What the fuck? Wow. You're driving the baddest monster truck you've ever seen in your life. Most monster trucks, they got 2 wheels in the front that turn. This one's got 4. 4 54-inch wheels turning in the front. Another 4 in the back. This is an 8-wheel monster truck. Took 5 years to build. It's got a 6.6 liter single turbo diesel engine running 25 pounds of boost with a Allison 1000 gearbox 6-speed. This is a bad bitch. If the global zombie apocalypse or pandemic is coming to rain on your parade, this here will get you out of trouble. But it's not so good for getting McDonald's. It's really hard to get around now. It's good for bumping your head and feeling good.
So you got to love that. That's one of my favorite ones, that one. That's looking really badass. I love that. Such a big truck, man. Nice images too. I love the look on the face of the highest of the stakes. That was it, the director there. Man, he's just grinning himself funny with the cool shots. That was pretty badass. I like it. I like it a lot. Hey, we're coming up. I'm going to wrap up shortly. Here we are. Can we get the 4 cents? We got about 20 seconds to go. Let's see if we can do it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Catch me tomorrow, of course. 2 more live streams, Pulsechain, Pulsex, and X. We're going to be filming. We're going to be pretty much covering hardcore right up to a Pulsechain launch, and then we're going to be doing even more after Pulsechain launch. Yes, we are. We've got a few surprises once Pulsechain launching enables a lot of new things. So it's going to be cool for this channel in particular. So I'm excited about it. But until then, we will be covering twice a day. But it's going to be cool. I want to actually get a standing studio. That's what I want to do. I'm going to look into that this week, actually. Let's do it. Let's stop talking about it. Let's do it. And I need to find a proper desk, right? I need to get a proper desk for that. It's not always easy getting a cool standing desk, but I'm going to definitely try that. So how are we doing? Yeah, okay, we've gone over a little bit there. Let us play out our funky music on the way out. I hope you guys have a good evening, good day, good night, good morning, wherever you are around the world. And remember, dollar cost average and limit orders are great tools. So definitely use them to your fullest. That's what I would say. All right, let's play out the Power City Core teaser with the awesome soundtrack that we love to dance to and do crazy stuff. Let's do it.